Alright guys, today's goal, the learner will understand how to apply the law of sines. So right here is the law of sines. It says, sine A over A equals sine B over B equals sine C over C. Okay, so here's the thing. You will only ever set up two of them. It can be A and B, or A and C, or B and C. Or you can set it up this way, and you'll see why and when I set things up. So you can always set up one or the other, but it helps to be able to use both of these. So make sure you copy it down. And then let's go look at the first couple problems here. So here we go. It says, solve triangle ABC. B equals 34, C equals 100. So if I draw a little triangle, label it A, B, C. It doesn't matter if it's accurate because I know that's not 100 degree, but then that's side B, that's side A, that's side C. We know side B equals 8. What's the other angle? We know C, but we can find the third angle because you can go 180 minus 100 minus 34, and you get 46 degrees. So this is what I would do. What side and angle do we know? B. We know angle B, we know side B, so I know I'm going to need that. And are we looking for a side or are we looking for an angle? Well, we're looking for the side, so whatever you're looking for is what goes on top. So I go side B divided by the sine of angle B equals the other angle we were given to start with a C, so I say side C over the sine of 100. Multiply by the sine of 100, you get the sine of 100 times 8 divided by the sine of 34 equals C. So hit that in your calculator. Make sure it is in degrees. And you get C is equal to 14.09 rounded to the nearest hundredth. So now we need A. So far we have, to complete the triangle, we need angle A was 46 degrees. We have side C is 14.09. We need side A. So set up the same thing. 8 over the sine of 34 equals A over the sine of 46. Multiply by the sine of 46. Okay. You get A equals 10.29. So we have finished filling in the triangle. So there we go. So again, we need to look at the law of sines and know how to apply it. Okay? So let's go try number 2 now. Okay. So remember, step 1, draw a triangle. Label it A, B, C. Fill in what you know. 44 degrees, 51 degrees, and then that's side C, side A, side B. We know that C is 11. Okay. So I'd figure out angle C, 180 minus 44 minus 51, because triangles add to 180. So I get that. So watch, we have side C, so we found angle C. So that's the ratio we need to use. So I say 11 over the sine of 85 equals. Doesn't matter which one you find first, so I'll go alphabetical. A over the sine of 51. Then remember, you multiply by the sine of 51 times 11 divided by the sine of 85 equals A. So A equals 8.58. Okay? So, now, so there's that. So we have the measure of angle C is equal to 85 degrees. A is equal to 8.58. Which one are we still missing? B. So we need to say 11 divided by the sine of 85 degrees equals B divided by the sine of 44. Multiply by the sine of 44. Times 11 times the sine of 85 equals B. So B equals 7.67. So there's our final answers. Okay? So there's using law of sines in one way. Now let's look at another here. Okay? So here's the thing. See how here you were always given two angles and one side. Here you're going to be given two sides and one angle. So that means there's multiple options. Okay? So here's the thing. Number 3 shouldn't be hard. See how you already have a 122 degree angle? That's an obtuse angle. Is there any way you can have more than one obtuse angle in a triangle? No. So let's just draw the triangle, just like we have been. A, B, C, 122. And then we have side A, 18. Side B is 12. So we need to find angle B. So watch. Remember how we were finding the sides before? Because we could just do 180 minus. Well, watch what I do here now. The sine of 122 degrees divided by 18 equals the sine of B divided by 12. Multiply by the 12. See how I still have the angles on top instead of the sides this time? So what you're finding is what you put on top. And we get that. So calculate that. And you should get the sine of B equals 0.565. Now don't round, leave it in your calculator that way. Now what we need to do is this then. The measure of angle B equals the inverse sine. Okay? Calculator, just hit second sine to do inverse and then and put the answer in, and it'll give you a more accurate answer. So you would say the measure of angle B is equal to 34.43 degrees. Now to get angle A, you can just do 180 minus 122 minus 34.43. 23.57. Okay? And if you would have found angle A to start with, then you could do 180. So now we need to find side A though. So I still use side C, I'm sorry. So watch what I do though. I say 18 over the sine of 122 equals c over the sine, and this should be c as well, of 23.57. Multiply by the sine. You don't have to write that down. I'm just going to calculate that here now. You should get c equals 8.49. Okay? So these were everything we were missing. So let's try another one here. Okay. Now, this is where we have to be careful. See how you're given an acute angle? That means there could be two triangles. So let's watch what happens. Now, you can look back and read through this. This is one way of trying to figure out if there's two triangles, one triangle, or none. Or follow my steps here. Okay. So again, draw a triangle. (36°, 9, 12, C). So we have to find B first again. So the sine of B divided by 12 equals the sine of 36 divided by 9. Okay? So multiply by 9, or multiply by 12. So you get the sine of B equals 12 times the sine of 36 divided by 9, and then you have to do the inverse of that. So remember, so you're trying to do the inverse sine of 0.783, but remember to do it of your whole answer. So you should get the measure of angle B is equal to 51.60. So calculate the third angle real quick. So you should get the measure of angle C is 92.40 degrees. Now, that's one triangle. Now, here's the thing, okay? Remember, inverse sine is simply between negative and positive, so it doesn't include that 100-degree angle over here. So what you have to do is, to get the second possible angle, the measure of angle B could also be 180 minus the original. So do 180 minus 51.6. You get 128.4. Well, this is how you can check to see if that's possible. You do 120, so there's the other possible angle. Now do 128.4 plus 36. That number is less than 180, so it is possible. So we have that. So now we have to get the other angle C. So the measure of angle C, 180 minus 128.40 minus 36, 15.6 degrees. So now we have to find two side C's. We have to find one for this angle and one for this angle. Okay? So let's set it up. If you set that up, you should get A equals 15.30. So there's the three missing pieces for one of the triangles. Now we have to do it for the other one. So try to set that up. And let's see what we should get. I'm just going to write you an answer here. And you would get, C, and And you would get here C equals 4.12. So there's our answers for that one. Okay? So let's keep going. So 6, see how it's 105? That means there's only one, so we're going to not do that one. So let's look at this. Let's look at number 5. So it's an acute. So step 1, draw the triangle again. We know 50, 2.8, and 4. So set it up. The sine of 50 divided by 2.8 equals the sine of b divided by 4. So the measure of angle B is going to be equal to the inverse sine of 1.094. But if you do that in your calc, it gives you an error, so that means there is no triangles. Okay? So let's go on to the next thing so there's the law of sines. Let's look at the next page. Okay, so area of a triangle. Make sure we copy these down. See how it's the side lengths and then the one other angle? So it's sides BC, angle of A. And then it's AC, angle B, and then AB, angle C. That can be used for any of these, and it's 1/2 those, okay? So let's take a look at some examples here. Find the area. So you're given A, B, and C, so you means 1/2 A times B times the sine of C. Okay, so you do 0.5 times 10 times 14 times the sine of 46. So the area is 50.35 units squared. So here you have A and C and B, so it's area equals 1/2 19 times 8 times the sine of 75. Okay? So go ahead, calculate that, and then we're done. See you guys tomorrow.